Hello everybody. So I thought of giving you another look to the carnation cane. I did a video on how to make a carnation cane like, I don't know, 6 years ago. So I thought of, I was looking at some of my old videos that kind of need reworking. And I decided that this one actually deserves a live because deserves a full explanation. So, what I am starting with, and hi Lane, thank you for making it, and hi Sharon. What I'm starting with is, considering that this is one part, so it's the 1.5 inch square cutter, and all the clay is on the thickest setting on your pasta machine. So I have 3 parts of white, 1 part of fuchsia, and here is, you can actually just use fuchsia all the way if you don't want to do the whole mix, but here this is some pomegranate, and I'm going to remove this. There are 2 parts wisteria and 2 parts pomegranate. And you'll see why I'm removing this. So you get 4 parts of the mix, but I'm going to put only 3 parts here. And again, you can go all the way with, excuse me, with fuchsia. Just make sure, if you use just fuchsia, make sure that the very end is pomegranate. And if it goes to, can I use cadmium red instead of pomegranate? You can, but that range of color is not really natural in carnations, so I'd rather you not go do that. So I'm going to grab this, hi Carlene, and get it all so it can go through the pasta machine once in length. I know it's a fairly long strip, but it's going to be just fine to do the fanning. And you want to kind of fan with, not going by the line, the middle line. You kind of want to go in between the middle line and the end, because that way it's going to kind of even out all this. I know it's a big fan, but this will make your Skinner blend go faster. So I'm treating this kind of like a cane, and I'm going to flatten it enough just make sure that it doesn't go too wonky, because you still need the idea of that fuchsia in the very middle of it. I've been trying various variants of that carnation cane, and you can find it in the flowers playlist. On my channel. So I'm going to roll because we don't want to spend too much time on that Skinner blend. And I know this is a little bit more unusual than normal, the way that you build the Skinner blend and the final. Hi Darla. the final result. Shh. Seamus just found that is a good moment to start squeaking. I know I don't talk about Seamus much, but he's a sweet pea, and he's a chunk too. He may not be as spectacular as the fuzzy ones, but he's still a pretty boy. Okay, and then I'm going to go and fold it a few times. Do another fan fold. This time I'm making it normal. Hi Colleen. Did I say hi, Darla? If I did, put it on the old age. If I didn't, then it's hi. I'm sorry, I have so many things I'm trying to juggle at the same time. My IT guy was supposed to come yesterday afternoon to move the hard drives from the old computer to the new computer, and he called me about noonish yesterday to tell me that he has had a family death and has to travel out of state, and then has to be there for a little bit to take care of the estate thing. So in the meantime, I've been trying to I did turn on the old computer and I connected my external hard drive. And I started moving some of that stuff on the external hard drive so I can still keep working on stuff with the new computer. The thing is, I don't know if I told you, my my new computer doesn't have a hard drive. It's one of those fancy new things that only has a big SSD. And as big as it may be, it cannot really hold all my videos and all that. So I went from almost 4 terabytes to 500 gigabytes. But I got it on purpose because, yeah, I wanted to pay for the processor and the graphics card, knowing that I already had hard drives in the house. But anyway, I'll still be able to make do with the external ones. So I've been busy moving files, and it takes time, and I am very anal retentive when it comes to, pardon my, and when it comes to arranging files on the computer, because I've been working all my life with computers since they were, the monitors were not VGA, but they were like either green or orange lettering on black background. and Windows was not yet up. I still remember the first operating system that was not a DOS that I worked with was Norton Commander. Gosh, 40 years. But no, 30 something, close to 40. But anyway, I know how easy it is to lose files on the computer. So to lose as in I have no idea where the heck did I put this thing. So I'm trying to have things very well organized, you know, in files and folders, so they would be easy to find. But we are talking about videos, and those are big numbers, so even with a very fast computer it still takes a while. So now what I'm going to do is to cut it and set it so I can go in length. Hi Adelaide. Happy Sunday. And if you ask me how come we still cannot see the pasta machine, it's because I keep plugging it in and Finnegan goes and plugs it out. Now I ordered some hooks that I have to get under the table and screw underneath. I know there will also be some duct tape involved. Okay, now the whole thing is that you go at this point, you have to do the fan on a fairly lengthy area, so I'm gonna go about 2 inches. That will still allow me to have a nice gradient here. Oh yeah, and I got upset about OBS had that's my streaming program and recording program, had an update. And it made it so, for some reason, now I cannot properly adjust a good focus on my camera. It's a little dark, don't you think? Let me get it a little lighter. It goes... There we go. Much better. Whenever I hit the point of the perfect focus, it just goes past it and moves. What, you're talking about my pasta machine? It's because of the type of microphone I have. Kind of picks up everything. It's an Omni, and it's fairly close to the pasta machine. It's not that crazy loud. It's a simple making. So this was on 5 on the makings. So now I have a perfect thing going on. Now the thing that I need to do is I'm going to get, remember that I still had a piece of the pomegranate and wisteria mix. I'm going to get it a little bit thinned out, not much, just to match the length of this whole thing. And I'm going with the roller because it's more controllable. And you put it right on top of the white. And yeah, I have a little extra. Now, what you want to do is to get this, don't allow it to go wider, but you want to get all this thing to about a little bit thicker than 1/4 of an inch. So you want to go to about 3/8. So that would be 1, 2, 3. That would be about this thick. So make sure that you keep flipping it, because if you don't, the layer that's on top is going to get more extended than the layer that's on the bottom. So just keep flipping it, and from time to time bring it to order so it doesn't dare to widen up on you. I still have a little bit to go. And this, now to explain how this whole thing is. This will be the edge of the petal. This will be the inside of the petal. This is up here, so it would provide a buffer between the edge of the petal and the next petal. So for the next thing, let's see, where am I? I'm pretty much right on the thing. For the next thing, I do have this that I use for most of my wider indentations, but you can use an old gift card or credit card, something that would be a little bit thicker than the back of your blade. It's very important. Yeah, I hear you. I do that all the time. I think it's like, oh, I need to do some stuff. I'm gonna work for half an hour, and soon I find out it was an hour. Especially in the garden, the time goes by so fast. So, remember how carnations are? They have all those, and I'm going to do a carnation flower. I don't know, maybe next Sunday. We'll see. As in flower, show you how to do carnations. But this will be, you know how the carnation petals are like this. Thank you, Adelaide. Thank you so much. That is very helpful. I told you, it always helps me. So you want this part, we are going to make it go zigzagged. right? But in a certain way. So first, and you want to go fairly deep, I would say about a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch. So as you can see, it is. And then you put it back together and flatten it again. I know it sounds weird. I know, but every little bit counts. No worries, and I appreciate very, very much. I know how we all are in these times, and it's hard, very hard to go by. So I do a second one, trying to kind of hit the spots that in between the previous ones. So it would be like this. And then for the next one, after I reconsolidate this, for the next one we'll go even deeper. So we have now this. You see how the edge of the petals start showing up. So the third time, again with the thick, whatever you want to call this, it's not a blade, deformer, whatever, flat line deformer. So this time we go a little bit deeper, kind of almost to the half of this stack. And if you ask, can't you do that at the first time, just go several times? No, it deforms differently. See, now we have even more stuff, but once I'm going to start flattening it. Okay, so, and now for the fourth time, I am going to use the blade, and you can use your regular rigid blade. I'm going to use this big one, but you use the flat part, the dull part, not the sharp part. And this time you go much closer to those little indentations. You make them much closer to each other. So there would be way. And I apologize if I don't sound very cheery today, but yesterday I started the fibro flare, so I did to take kratom, but still hurts. Okay, so it would look like this now, and we are gently get it back on track. And you want this time, you want it to be very, very, yes, you're gonna have a little bit of white showing through, but this time you want it to be very, very as flat as possible. And also make sure, oops, make sure that you consolidate it really good this way as well. So at this point we have this, and as you can see, it's a very nice, very crisp zigzag. Now what I want to do first is to get rid of these little extras at the end. And I think I need my oh, and another thing that I've been fighting for since the rain stopped. I don't know how you are doing in all the regions of the country that had a lot of rain lately, but here where I am, we have a huge earwig invasions in the house. So let me see, I have like 3.5. Let me make it a little bit longer than that. And it's so irritating. I've been looking for places that might be too humid and stuff. Nothing. I cleaned, and I put even that Macious earth on the edges and all that. They are still all over the place. What drives me nuts is that I'm going through coffee like crazy because for some reason they go in my coffee pot. They're all over the place, and I'm not the only one. Everybody in my neighborhood is complaining about that. Okay, so I have like 3.5 inches, and I'm going to cut 1/2 inch pieces. I'm not cutting all the way through because I don't want to hit the metal ruler and mess up the blade. This went faster. The ants didn't start yet, and because it didn't rain for 2 days, I did put some ant, you know that ortho granules, but it's supposed to rain again today. Now, the next thing is you start pinching them, leaving outwards the white part that was, so very nicely, very gently, because you don't want to obtain too much of a curvature, but you still want them to be kind of pinched, and you can even bring a little bit of the edge like you do for a barbed cane. So because the main thing in this is to get those ruffles properly, and then to get the petals positioned in the cane properly. I know it looks very messy right now, but I promise you it's going to look pretty. And the old video is made with my old equipment, so it's not very... my old equipment and with Windows Media Player as editor, so it's not that terrific of a... I wish YouTube would allow you to replace a video with a better version, but I guess there's a lot of understandable reasons why it wouldn't, you know, because people could get something that was approved and then replace it with something that's not approved. So you can make this bigger, of course, but I personally think that 7 petals express just fine the flower. And I'm going to trim the ends, at least on one side, so you can see exactly what is going on there. Okay, so and as you can see, it's not a very difficult cane to make. And I've been going slow so everybody can see exactly what I'm doing. But you don't have to go this slow. Okay, now for putting it together, this is very important. You can flatten them a little bit, especially the ones that are on the... and then place them so that what you have to be careful about is that you don't want them to be facing all towards the center, because that's not how carnations are. So got it like this, and now I'm going to start this here this way. I'm actually deforming it a little bit. And smushing it. You know what, I'm going to undo part of it because I'm gonna make more petals. There we go, we have more petals now. And there we go. Gonna make a bigger carnation. Alrighty. So as I said, you want to kind of get them all kind of smooshed and deformed. And not exactly facing all the same. Because that's all the beauty with the carnation petals. I don't know, they never they never bit me, but you can imagine when you pour yourself a cup of coffee in the morning and then out comes a drowned earwig. Can't even imagine how they managed to get in there. Okay, so I'm going to try and get it all around. So all this messiness is going to look nice. I'm going to try those. I'm going tomorrow to do grocery shopping. I guess I'm gonna have to get some banana. And there you go. The whole carnation. Yeah, just cutting the edges. This is not well. I hope you like it and you don't find it too difficult. Let me try it. I'm going to link the old one too. Give me just a second. So this is the link to the old one. Oh yeah, I don't have beer either. You know something weird? I used to like beer, not for the buzz, you know, I just like the taste, especially, you know, after working on the garden and mowing the lawn and doing stuff outside on a hot day. I found it so nice coming back in and having a cold one, you know. But after I had chemo, the feeling of buzz is too much reminding me of the dizziness that I had when I was undergoing chemo. So, and the thing with this is that you can use it to make also beads, even if they are not going to look like carnations, they still are more unusual beads. Okay, into the display. So this is the old one. Shut up. As you can see, it's not a very good quality. Let's try on 1080. It's still, because the video itself, it's not that terrific, but hey, there you go. So this is the old one, and it's a little bit different in terms of the colors that were used, but you can see, and it doesn't have as much explanation as what I explained to you today, because it doesn't tell you exactly why you have to do this and why you have to do that and why you have to do the other. But yeah, I eat a watermelon whenever I need to do that, but I drink a lot of green tea. So that kind of, and if you're asking if it does work, let me tell you something, Adelaide. I know it's past the whole thing, but anyway, back in oh gosh, when was it? 1990, I think it was. Yeah, 1990. I got hepatitis B from the dentist. I mean, you have to think that in Romania it was at the time right after the communism fell, so all kinds of stuff was not up to par to the Western societies. So in Romania they were still using the metal utensils and syringes and stuff that had to be boiled to be, they had those big, I don't know how they are called. Anyway, and sometimes they wouldn't be perfectly done. So I got hepatitis B from having some dental work. And of course, I wasn't allowed to drink alcohol. And during all this time, I ate a lot of watermelon and I ate a lot of grapes, because I like raw vegetables and raw fruits. I'm the kind, I think I said it before, not that I'm a vegetarian or a vegan by conviction or by something. No, I just enjoy more fruits and vegetables than meat. I mean, if you would put in front of me a juicy steak and a bowl of fruit, 90% of the time I would choose the fruit. Anyway, so I did eat a lot of diuretic fruits. And after a year, actually it was a little bit more than a year, I had a beer. I didn't even go through the whole bottle when I started feeling some pain. I had a kidney stone, and it was one of those kidney stones that, God, it looked like it was a little bit bigger than a grain of rice, and it looked like a grape, but imagine each of the little grape thingies being a sharp crystal. So you can imagine it hurt so bad. So yeah, in certain things, I think beer is much better than anything else. And also I'm a coffee drinker, so. But yeah, to give you an example of how much beer I drink now, I got back in 2019 for Christmas. I got a 6-pack of Stella Artois, and I had the last bottle from it this past Christmas or New Year. I'm not very sure. So yeah, I drink about a little bit over a bottle of beer a year. And not even the whole bottle. So anyway, I kept you enough. I hope you tried the Carnation, and you can try also milder colors. You can go with the white, blush, and fuchsia, or even just white and blush. Just remember to match to get whatever is at the end of your dark color in the Skinner blend, to put a sheet of it on top of the white, so that the whole zigzaggy thing will not be messed up by putting something on top of it. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I used to drink like a 6-pack a week. I'm not exaggerating, just because I was afraid. I liked beer, and I was also afraid of more kidney stones. I guess it didn't happen. Anyway, I'll see. As I said, maybe next Sunday we'll do a carnation if I don't manage to do something else. As a carnation, as in a flower, polymer clay flower. There's something that you need to get for it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and I am looking, we are going to have some more rains right now, so I presume, oh my god, look at this. Look at this, look what's coming. So it's a good thing that I had the live at 12:30, because otherwise soon I was going to get in even more pain. So yeah. Okay, you have a wonderful, wonderful end of the weekend and the next week. And yeah, don't forget to thumbs up, and don't forget to use my my affiliate links, because that helps me get stuff and do giveaways. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye, and thank you for being here with me.